Next, we are going to look at the adjective each, every, either, neither. Now, these are distributive adjectives. Each, every, either, neither are singular. Hence, they must be used with nouns, pronouns, and verbs in singular form. So, we are going to deal with each one, each, every, either, neither. We'll take them all separately. So, we are going to look at now each, every, either, neither. Each, every, either, neither. So these are the 4 adjectives that we are going to deal. Now, these are, what are they? These are distributive adjectives. The distributive. Distributive adjectives. Adjectives, each, every, either, neither are singular. The distributive adjectives, each, every, either, neither, neither are singular. Are singular. Hence, they must be used. Hence, they must be. They must be used, and they must be used with nouns, pronouns, and verbs. Nouns, pronouns, and verbs. Okay. In the singular, verbs in the singular. Let's look at it. Each, every, either, neither. What are they? They're distributive adjectives. So, each, every, either, neither. All 4 are distributive adjectives and they are singular. This we must remember that they are singular. Hence, they must be used with nouns, pronouns, and verbs, again in singular form only. That we must remember. Now we are going to look at in the sentence category. Okay. First one, each means one of 2 things. So that's the first one. So we are going to look at the first one, and that is each. First we are going to look at is each. Let's look at each. What does each mean? Each means one of two things. Means one of. One of two things. One of two things. Or one of any number. Or one of any number, one of any number exceeding 2. Exceeding 2. Now let's look at the sentences. Each of the two boys has a book. You have 4 sentences here under this. So, each of the two boys, each of the two boys has a book. Has a book. Each of the two boys has a book. That's the first sentence. Now let's take another sentence. Each boy of the class was given a prize. Each boy. Each boy of the class. Each boy of the class. Each boy of the class was given a book. And we have one more sentence. 4 girls were seated on each bench. 4 girls. 4 girls were seated on each bench. On each. On each bench. Okay. So we are talking about each. Each means one of the two things or any or one of any number exceeding 2. Now, we have 3 sentences here. Each of the two boys has a book. Each boy of the class was given a book. 4 girls were seated on each bench. Now we look at every. So each is over. Now we go into the second one, that is every. Every. Let's look at every. What does every mean? That's the second one. Every is used in speaking of more than 2. Every is used in speaking of more than 2. More than 2. Okay? Now, every seat was occupied. Okay? Every seat was occupied. That's the first sentence. A. every. Every seat was occupied. Okay, every seat was occupied. Every mean speaking of more than two. So every seat was occupied, and in the next sentence, every one of these answers is wrong. Every one of these answers is wrong. Every one of these answers is wrong. And finally, last one, he came to see us every day during the holidays. That's the next sentence. He came to see us. He came to see us. He came to see us every. He came to see us every day during the holidays. Okay. Next is the third category. Third one we have either. We are going to look at either. Either. Either has two meanings. Either has two meanings. What are they? Meanings. One, it says one or the other. One or the other. And the second one says both. And second one is both. Okay. Now, let's look at the sentences here. I have a couple of sentences for you. So when we say either, either has two meanings, one or the other, or second one, both. Now let's look at the sentence. A, either pen either pen will do. First sentence is either pen will do. Will do. That means one of the other will do. And the second sentence I have here is there are trees on either side of the road. There are trees on either side. Either. There are trees on either side of the road. Side of the road. Okay, now, what are we looking at here? The correct use of some adjectives. Each, every, either, neither. What are they? They're distributive adjectives. Each, every, either, neither are singular. Hence, they must be used with nouns, pronouns, and verbs in singular only. Each meaning two things or one of any number. Okay? So let's look at the sentence in that. Each of the two boys has a book. Each of the two boys has a book. We are talking about each mean one of the two things or any one of any number. Each of the two boys has a book. Each boy of the class was given a book. 4 girls were seated in each bench. Okay, now we are looking at every. Every is used in speaking of more than two. When you talk about more than two, then every is used. Every seat was occupied. Every one of the answers is wrong. There's more than two answers wrong. He came to see us every day during the holidays. Okay? Now, we are talking about here either. When we say either, either has two meanings, one of the other or both. First sentence here, either pen will do, this or that. There are trees on either side of the road. Okay, now finally, we have one word left, that is neither. Okay? Okay, we go to the fourth one. Now, what is the fourth one? Fourth one is neither. Now, we're going to look at the word, the distributive adjective, neither. Now, neither. What about neither? Neither is the negative of either. Neither is the negative of either. Okay, negative of either, and means neither the one nor the other, and means neither the one nor the other, Okay, now I have a couple of sentences here. Let's look at the first sentence. The first sentence says, he took neither side. He took neither side. He took neither. Neither is the negative of either and means neither the one nor the other. So he didn't take any side. He took neither side. Okay? That's the first sentence. Another sentence I have here is, neither of the two statements is true. That means both the statements is not correct. Neither of the two statements of the two statements. Neither of the two statements is true. And finally, I have one more sentence. Neither knife is of any use. That's the C. Neither knife. Neither knife knife is of any neither knife is of any use. That we are not able to use it. Okay. Now, we are looking at the correct form of adjective in this. Each, every, either, neither. The distributive adjectives, each, every, either, neither are singular. Hence, it must be used with nouns, pronouns, and verbs in singular form. We have already done each, every, and either. And the fourth one is neither is the negative of either, means neither the one nor the other. I have three sentences here for you. He took neither side, he did not take any side, that means. Neither of the two statements is true. And finally, neither knife is of any use.